In this podcast episode, Rich Roll interviews Will Goodge, an ultrarunner who has completed impressive feats such as running across the entire United States and completing 50 marathons in 50 days. Will's unique approach to ultrarunning and his unapologetic authenticity make him stand out in the running community. Will's motivation to push through tough times comes from his experience of seeing his mother battle cancer multiple times. He believes that if someone can fight for their life, he can always take another step in a race or in life. This mindset has helped him persevere through difficult moments and honor his mother's memory. Contrary to the typical image of an ultrarunner, Will does not fit the mold. He is clean-shaven, well-groomed, and enjoys the finer things in life, such as staying in nice hotels and dining at Michelin star restaurants. He embraces his unique style and is unapologetic about it. This has led to some controversy and criticism from those who adhere to the traditional ultrarunning archetype. Will's running journey began after his mother's passing when he was searching for a way to cope with his grief and confusion. He started running as a way to numb the pain and found that it made him feel better. Running became a form of self-expression and a way to honor his mother's memory. Will's first major running challenge was running the length of the UK from Land's End to John O'Groats. He embarked on this journey without much knowledge or preparation, but he was inspired by watching Robbie Ballinger run across the United States. Robbie became a mentor and friend to Will, providing guidance and support throughout his running endeavors. During the Land's End to John O'Groats run, Will faced challenges and learned valuable lessons. One of the biggest lessons was the importance of not relying on pain medication, as he had been taking codeine throughout the run. Once he stopped taking the medication, he felt better and was able to push through the remaining miles. Will's strength training routine is a key component of his preparation for ultrarunning. He believes that having a strong upper body and core contributes to his durability and injury resistance. He incorporates functional strength exercises into his training program, focusing on single leg movements and running specific positions. After completing the Land's End to John O'Groats run, Will felt a desire to continue pushing his limits. He initially planned to run a marathon in every country in Europe, but the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted those plans. Instead, he decided to run a marathon in each of the 48 counties of England in 30 days. While this challenge was impressive, it did not have the same impact as his previous run across the UK. Will continues by discussing the regimented nature of his marathon training, where he would run either 26.2 miles, 56 miles, or 52.4 miles each day, with rest in between. He explains that he wanted to push himself to his limits and achieve a personal best at the end of the run. Despite the challenge, Will approached the run with a positive and clockwork-like mindset. However, even after completing the transcontinental run, Will still feels that he hasn't fully tapped into his capabilities. He acknowledges that the run across America was a new and unknown experience for him, and he had to be cautious not to push too hard at the beginning to avoid injury. Will reflects on the uncertainty and the need to leave it all out there, even though he still feels there is more to give. When asked about his preparation and training leading up to the run, Will explains that he didn't know the run was going to happen until late January, and he started in April. He went on a training camp in Cape Town, where he focused on strength training and gradually increased his mileage. Will also spent time in Colorado with Robbie Ballinger, who was part of his support crew, to acclimate to the high altitude. He emphasizes the importance of building a foundation and not overtraining before such a massive challenge. Will then discusses his daily schedule during the run across America. He aimed to run 50 miles a day, with a break in the middle for a nap and an easier 20-mile run at the end of the day. He also incorporated a beer mile into his routine, where he would have a beer and walk a mile with a crew member. Will explains that the beer mile was a way to celebrate the day and create a disconnect from the running, providing a moment of normality and fun. During the run, Will had some low moments, but he also got stronger as he went along. He credits his team for their support and the trust he had in them, which allowed him to push himself further than he thought possible. Will also reflects on the mental aspect of the run and the importance of staying positive and enjoying the little things along the way. The conversation then shifts to the controversy surrounding Will's run. A running historian questioned his record attempt and contacted sponsors and others involved in the challenge. Will shares that he had a conversation with the individual to understand his perspective, and they discovered that they both had lost their mothers at a young age. However, their experiences and feelings about their mothers were very different, which added another layer to the controversy. Rich and Will discuss the unique position Will holds as an athlete who comes from a different background and can connect with a broader audience. Will shares that many people in his life, including those in the fashion industry, have become interested in running through his experiences. He finds it rewarding to see friends and family members push themselves and achieve things they never thought possible. Will also talks about his use of the NuWOM neuroacoustic software during his run. He explains that NuWOM helps him hit the reset button and brings him to a calm and meditative state, allowing him to approach each day with a sense of peace and focus. He believes that NuWOM played a significant role in his success during the run. As Will approached the finish line in Central Park, he describes the whole day as a dream. He felt a release of emotion and was surrounded by friends and family who had come to support him. Will reflects on the surreal nature of the experience and the overwhelming feeling of gratitude. Will continues by explaining how he views energy as a positive output. He describes the excitement and energy he felt as a child when receiving a special gift or experiencing a happy event, as well as the anger and frustration he felt when things didn't go his way. Will emphasizes the importance of channeling this energy and using it to fuel positive actions. He reflects on his personal journey from a place where his emotions controlled him to a place where he is in control of his emotions. Will explains that he had to go through a period of self-destruction to rebuild himself and gain a better understanding of his emotions. He believes that going through this process, although negative at times, has ultimately led to positive growth and a sense of purpose. Will discusses how the passing of his mother gave him a newfound purpose in life. He explains that this experience made him realize the importance of making his mother's death meaningful and finding a new space of self-discovery. He describes purpose as the best thing on earth and believes that it is essential for achieving anything. When asked about his definition of purpose, Will explains that aside from making his mother's death meaningful, his purpose is to find the line and then cross it. He believes in constantly pushing boundaries and discovering what is possible. Will emphasizes that this journey is never-ending, as each time he crosses a line, a new one appears, raising the ceiling of what he can achieve. Will reflects on the transition from being relatable to becoming an outlier as he accomplishes extraordinary feats. He acknowledges that some people may dismiss him as a freak of nature, but he believes that anyone can push themselves and achieve great things. He encourages listeners to step outside their comfort zones and stretch themselves in order to develop the capacity for growth and self-discovery. The conversation then shifts to the importance of mindset in all areas of life. Will explains that his experiences in ultra-running have given him a tenacity and a belief in pushing limits. He describes how these physical challenges have made other aspects of life feel more manageable and have given him the confidence to overcome obstacles. Will also discusses the storytelling aspect of his challenges and how it has become a necessary part of his journey. He acknowledges that while he sometimes dislikes the constant presence of cameras, he understands the value of documenting his experiences and inspiring others. He feels humbled by the messages he receives from people who have been inspired to push themselves after seeing his journey. Rich and Will discuss the role of Robbie Ballinger, a close friend and fellow ultra-runner, in Will's life. Will describes Robbie as one of the most special people in his life and credits him with giving him confidence and pushing him to achieve his goals. He expresses his gratitude for Robbie's support and acknowledges that he would not have accomplished what he has without him. Will talks about his upcoming challenges, including the Berlin Marathon and his aspirations to compete in 200-mile races. He explains that he wants to explore shorter distances but with more intensity and aggression. He also shares his fantasy of running from Istanbul to Lisbon, hugging the Mediterranean coast and experiencing different cultures along the way. The conversation concludes with Will discussing his responsibility to pay forward the support he has received. He feels a sense of duty to help others and be a positive influence in their lives. He looks forward to the next phase of his life, where he can focus on someone else and shape their life in a positive way. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.